Marvel just dropped a teaser for Avengers Doomsday that nobody saw coming. The clip never hit the internet officially, it only played in theaters before Avatar: Fire and Ash. But the footage reveals something massive about Steve Rogers that completely changes everything we thought we knew about Endgame. That mysterious ending where old Cap shows up on the bench. Turns out it was not a happy retirement at all. It was the beginning of Doctor Doom. So today I'm walking you through every single detail from this leaked teaser, then revealing how Steve Rogers accidentally created the multiverse's greatest villain, why Doom is hunting down superhero children across dimensions, and the twisted plan that connects Franklin Richards to Captain America's secret kid. Let's break down what Marvel is actually building toward. The house returns. The teaser opens on not just any house, the exact same cabin where Steve Rogers said goodbye at the end of Endgame. The Russo brothers confirmed that Doomsday is a direct sequel to that movie, which is honestly genius because it solves Marvel's biggest problem right now. The Infinity Saga had 3 phases with clear character arcs. Tony Stark went from selfish billionaire to sacrificial hero across multiple films. Steve Rogers evolved from skinny kid to worthy warrior. Thor fell from arrogance to humility. Every solo movie built toward Avengers team-ups where those arcs paid off. But the Multiverse saga has been a mess of one-off stories. No clear through lines. Characters appear once and vanish. Eternals, Moon Knight, and Shang-Chi got no follow-ups. The Thunderbolts trailer has to waste time explaining who everyone is because nobody got proper franchises. But everyone saw Endgame. That movie made $2 billion. So starting Doomsday as a sequel to that film means the Russos can skip the introductions and jump straight into the story. Plus, Endgame left a massive mystery unsolved. How did old Steve get to that bench? He left on the time platform but appeared sitting by the lake. The writers claimed Steve lived his whole life in the main MCU timeline, hiding in the background. The Russos said that's impossible because changing the past creates branched realities. Steve had to be living in an alternate universe. This teaser confirms the Russos were right. Steve did live in another timeline, but his actions there did not just affect him. They created Doctor Doom and doomed the entire multiverse. A motorcycle pulls up to the cabin. The rider wears a helmet with red, white, and blue stripes. Total Captain America energy. Steve loves motorcycles. In the comics and movies, he rides them constantly. It's his signature vehicle besides the shield. A fan on Twitter noticed the bike is a Triumph Scrambler with an 865cc engine that started manufacturing around 2008 or 2009. So unless Peggy had a baby in 1987, this scene takes place years after Steve arrived in the past. Good catch, random internet person. Although this is an alternate reality, so maybe motorcycles got invented differently there. Who knows? Steve parks and walks inside wearing red, white, and blue casual clothes. The helmet design actually matches the costume from the 1979 Captain America TV movie where Reb Brown played Steve. That version had a similar striped helmet and was famously terrible, but hey, it's a deep-cut reference. Inside the house, Steve opens a dresser drawer. He pulls out his Captain America uniform, not just any uniform. The scaled costume from the end of Endgame, the comic-accurate one he finally earned after a decade of different looks. This is important. It confirms this is our Steve Rogers, the one we followed through the entire MCU, not some random variant. Our guy. He folds the suit carefully and places it in a box. Symbolically, this is Steve deciding he can finally rest. He's putting away the shield and the fight. But here's the thing. Could Steve Rogers actually retire knowing what he knows? In this branch timeline, there's still a Steve Rogers frozen in ice. There's still Bucky being tortured by Hydra. There's still Thanos gathering stones to snap away half of all light. Steve knows all of this is coming. He has the dates, the locations, the players. Would he really just sit back and let it happen? No way. Steve would spend years fixing everything. He would free Bucky early, stop Hydra from infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D., prevent Howard and Maria's deaths, maybe even stop Thanos before he gets started. Only after securing that timeline would Steve allow himself to settle down. Which brings us to the biggest reveal in the entire teaser. Steve stares at something off camera. His face glows with pure joy. Cut to a baby. Steve Rogers had a kid, the secret child. When Steve visited Peggy in Winter Soldier, her bedside had photos of 2 children. At the time, we assumed those were nieces or nephews or maybe kids from her mysterious, unseen husband. Nope, those were Steve's children. The teaser shows Steve looking at this baby with complete love. There's zero doubt this kid is his. In the main comics, Steve does not have kids. His story has always been defined by loneliness and sacrifice. He's the man out of time who gave up a normal life to be a hero. But other Marvel media has explored Steve as a father. The animated film Next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow showed Steve and Natasha had a son. The mobile game Marvel Future Fight introduced Sharon Rogers, another possible daughter. Both stories use Steve's kids as symbols of hope and legacy. So why show us this baby now? Because this child is the key to Doctor Doom's entire plan. Marvel does not waste screen time. If they're revealing Steve has a kid in a teaser, it means that kid matters to the plot. And when you look at what we know about Doomsday, the pieces snap together. The Russos said only Robert Downey Jr. could play their version of Dr. Doom. They confirmed he's a Tony Stark variant, not just Victor Von Doom who happens to look like Downey. This Doom likely experienced the snap in his universe. Something went wrong. Maybe the Infinity Stone scarred his face and gave him godlike power. Maybe his entire universe was destroyed in an incursion. Either way, Tony Stark became Dr. Doom and decided the multiverse is too chaotic to exist. Think about it. The multiverse nearly collapsed because Peter Parker wanted to go to MIT. Doctor Strange caused multiple incursions by messing with time using the Darkhold and casting botched memory spells. The boundaries between realities are tissue paper. Doom would look at this mess and think exactly what Tony Stark thought in Age of Ultron. The world needs a suit of armor, but Doom is thinking bigger. The multiverse needs a suit of armor. One single perfect universe that Doom controls completely. No more incursions, no more chaos, just order under his rule. And to create a new universe, Doom needs massive amounts of cosmic power. That's where the kids come in. Check the cast list for Doomsday. We have chairs for 27 confirmed characters, and Kevin Feige said half the cast was not even announced. Multiple chairs are labeled for children. Franklin Richards from Fantastic Four, Love, Thor's adopted daughter, Scar, Hulk's son, plus all the young heroes Marvel has been building. Kamala Khan, Cassie Lang, Kate Bishop, America Chavez, Billy Maximoff. For years, fans assumed Marvel was assembling a young Avengers team. But what if it's actually Doctor Doom assembling them? What if he's gathering these kids not to train them but to drain them? Every one of these children has reality-warping cosmic power. Franklin Richards can literally create universes. In the comics, after the 2015 Secret Wars destroyed the multiverse, Franklin went around creating new realities for his family to explore. The Fantastic Four post-credit scene shows Franklin talking to someone off-screen. We hear a distorted voice. That's Doom. He needs Franklin as his cosmic battery. Love was resurrected by Eternity, the living embodiment of the universe itself. She's filled with pure universal energy. Zar is immune to gamma radiation because he's half Hulk. Gamma radiation is what the Infinity Stones emit. The stones are made from the energy of the Big Bang, the literal creation of the universe. So Scar could handle that energy without dying. Billy Maximoff has Scarlet Witch powers. He can warp and reshape reality itself. America Chavez can travel between universes without causing incursions. She's one of the only beings with that ability. Kamala Khan taps into the new dimension and creates solid light constructs from nothing. In Steve's kid, this baby was born from two universes. Steve came from the main MCU timeline and lived in a branched reality. That child has the energy of multiple realities in their blood. Maybe even cosmic energy if you believe the super soldier serum is derived from vibranium or the heart-shaped herb. That's 6 kids, 6 Infinity Stones, 6 conduits to create a new Big Bang, a new universe that Doom can control. The incursion problem. Here's where it gets dark. What if Steve Rogers accidentally caused all of this? When Steve traveled back and lived with Peggy, he created a branched timeline. That's confirmed now. But creating branched timelines has consequences. In Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we learned about incursions. When someone from one universe enters another universe, it weakens the barrier between realities. If that barrier breaks, both universes collide and one or both are destroyed. Doctor Strange caused an incursion by dreamwalking. Loki's actions in his show caused the multiverse to branch infinitely, creating chaos. And Steve Rogers lived an entire lifetime in another universe, decades of existing where he should not exist. That's a massive incursion waiting to happen. What if Steve living in that branched timeline caused an incursion that destroyed Tony Doom's universe? Think about it. Tony becomes Doom. Doom's origin is tied to the snap according to the Russos. Maybe in Doom's universe the snap